The hardest way to create wealth, it's also the most rewarding way to create wealth, but the hardest way to create wealth is to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Because if you follow the flow of the income statement and you see who gets paid first, if you just go through the income, first the suppliers, then you pay your staff, then you pay the government taxes, then you pay the bank interest, then you pay yourself dividends. So the entrepreneur in the business gets paid last. But unless we go through an education system that teaches us these things, what happens is we breed entrepreneurs, you're seeing it now, who think entrepreneurship is instant money.
Oh,
Do you see?
yeah.
Whereas any person who's a real entrepreneur, and I'm not, with respect, I'm not talking about people who pose as entrepreneurs, I'm talking real entrepreneurs, will tell you that it takes a long time and it's very hard. So that's why you need an education for people who want to be an entrepreneur. And it doesn't have to be commercial education. Like you can go study architecture, it doesn't matter.
As long as you've studied the discipline of
the thing.
Repetition.
Like study the thing, be in the thing. Another mistake we often make, because particularly in South Africa, we love the idea of owning a business, right?
True.
We don't think about a business is an instrument for the work. It's not the purpose for existing. If you think about it. So if I want to do creative work, say, and I register a business, that there is a COVID doesn't mean I can't do the creative work. It just means I can't operate the business. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So the answer for him might be to think about how does he offer his skills to people who still require his skills without necessarily getting them to sign a contract with his business. It's very big now, right? It's called this thing called the gig economy. So there might be something for him to try. We use it in our firm. There are several like this. There's a platform called TaskRabbit. We use Upwork. And all of those are global platforms where, say, I want a logo designed. I go on it and I say, I need somebody to design a logo.
Yeah.
And it will publish to 10,000 logo designers around the world that Vusi in Joburg needs a logo designed. He's willing to pay $25 an hour. Do you want to bid for the work? So that might be something for him to consider rather than I've started a business, I can't do a website, I can't. He should take his skill and make this skill available on an ecosystem that already exists. If I took a potato and I put it in the ground and I gave you another potato and put it in the ground, and you watered your potato twice as much as I did mine, your potato wouldn't grow twice as fast. Because the laws of nature are fixed. Like, I love my son, he's 8, but he has to go through puberty. He can't skip it. That makes sense? So a lot of us try to skip phases of growth because we want to get to the other side. The mistake you make is you don't realize that in that phase of growth is a lesson you've got to learn. So you have to manage your people long before you get managers to manage your people. Yeah? Gary Vee calls it being dangerous enough. Dangerous enough means I know each and every single thing about my business that I'm dangerous enough to know when you're bullshitting me. Yeah, but if I start with a business today and then a government agency gives me funding and I employ 100 people, I'm not dangerous enough because I wasn't there. Like in your business, who wrote the sales process? If it ain't you, there's a problem. You've got to write the sales process. Then you've got to sell it. You've actually got to try it. You've got to sell to the first few customers and test and make sure the sales process works. Because if you don't do that, when you employ 20 salespeople and they're not giving you the numbers, and they give you 1,000 excuses, which all salespeople will do, you're going to believe them. It's only if you go through the process of building it that you go, no man, it's rubbish. What are you talking about?